Greetings. Welcome to Of Darkness and Light. This is Daphne. Daphne Garrido, dude. I'm taking it back for the legacy that actually lives on in me. I also just want to talk about a reality. There's a lot of people who do not understand the dysfunction of the boomer generation. And I've nailed it. I've nailed it. Boomer ladies are cheaters who will not admit it because they don't know that their children will love them for it. I grew up wondering why I was so mistreated in my family, why I was treated like the odd person out by everyone, why my mom clearly loved me and despised me so much in equal measure. And it's because I'm a bastard. And it's like, yo, that manifests in my personality. That's why I like that word, it's because I'm a bastard in all the definitions. And I'm Augie Garrido's bastard. And that's a cool thing to figure out. It's just like, dude, that's my nose. It's my face. You mix it with my mom, that's it, dude. I'm not my dad. I don't have my dad in me. And that makes everything better. Because I got fucked with by my father. I got poked at when I was little. Fucked up because my dad had cognitive dissonance about who my real father was, even though he knew. And my mom put it into a place of denial that is so deep. I don't know that you'll ever forgive me for saying this. I fell in love with a loser who fucked my life up because I loved him so much. And I always said I could forgive him for whatever. And it came from when they told me about their childhood and I couldn't place what it was, but I was like, what is going on there? That sounds like my childhood. What's going on with this? And I wrote a story called Daphne that is very mean, specifically regarding squirt machine guns. And I'm being brutally funny at the same time as I'm being the meanest person ever. I literally sent that to people I thought would have a great sense of humor. In particular, I tried to hit up James Gunn directly with my Daphne short story because it also has a Dark World's Batman pitch in it. And I told him, I hope you're not an ass squirting man. And the intent was to make him think, oh, this is so hot, I'm gonna squirt from my ass, I have to read it. But then to be the sickest joke, the meanest thing, it's like, that's already the meanest story ever, but that's the meanest way to get somebody into it. It's not a hot story. It's disgusting. But then the implication is, I hope you didn't get raped by your parents when you were a kid. And that's mean. That's mean. It's mean for me to have sent people that without a disclaimer at the top, and now there is a don't read this, which is not going to stop anybody, but at least I can't be blamed anymore. But that's the thing, is my intentions, even when I'm being cruel, are good. My intentions with that are to save trans women from the cisgendered women who don't acknowledge the abuse that's in their bodies and either can't own their transness that's like my transness, that has some connection to abuse within its layers, and or they don't know why they hate trans women so much, and it is a focus on, or that they even do, it's in their body because they have dysfunction against male-bodied people. How many lesbian women have dysfunction against male-bodied people. I am a lesbian trans woman, and it is one of the hardest things to be, especially as an ultimate dyke. Because I trigger everyone, because every lesbian woman I meet sees that I'm the biggest brat with a baby girl underneath that needs breaking, and nobody wants to be around me because they know if they did it, they'd keep me. And that's what I want. And I'm just saying, I don't have a match in the world until I convince people that they've been abused by their parents, and we fix what's going on with cis women not acknowledging their dysfunction towards male-bodied women. And if that language is triggering for people, I'm sorry, I'll try and find language to write with that is better. But when I speak from my chest and my heart and my guts, I'm going to speak with the language that makes me feel resonate of truth. When I'm resonating truth, I feel it. And so that's why I say male-bodied, even though there's some people out there that wouldn't want that. It's like, hey, that's okay. I'm not going to try and put that on anybody. I'm speaking for myself. I am not even, I'm not a moderate. I'm not a centrist. I'm a communal individualist. I believe every person has a unique truth. We are all a spoke in a giant wheel, and that we need to speak and stand in the truth of our spoke. And then at the center, there's a balance point. And that's a balance point we have to find by letting everyone speak their honest truth. I sent messages to Dave Chappelle that I hope they find someday, where I just said, I didn't like that. I told him that I despised the final joke in his set about trans women. It was about a trans woman committing suicide, because that was wrong. That was the wrongest thing to joke about ever. But I could also tell that it's like, hey, that's what artists do. They put themselves out honestly. They show their spoke. It reflects them and everyone else. And then we find a truth. But when we silence artists and we make people conform to the center that doesn't even really exist because we haven't let people speak their truth in the first place, then we're not getting anywhere. Then everybody's angry because their truth's not being heard. And I can hear that man's truth, and it was funny, dude. He was making fun of trans women 80% of the time, and I was laughing, and I was despising the try-hard white boy in the front row going like the whole time. And because I was just like, that's not how you take comedy, dude. You don't just sit there and just hate it all because somebody's saying the stuff that's against your ideology. And it's like, okay, I can accept that this is funny and that it's wrong and that it's going to live in time and that I can tell a person exactly what you're supposed to, which was, I didn't like that. You don't try and stop them from being able to speak. You just stand up for what you feel, which is like, fuck that, dude. That was wrong, that part. Like, I hope you can see the dysfunction in all of that set, because it's clearly somebody who's been traumatized by the world to point at trans women. But let's work it out. You showed your dysfunction so clearly because that's art. That's a brave artist showing themselves. I have no qualms against that man for saying such things against trans women, because it wasn't. It was about him. And that's what artists do, and that's what I do, and that's how I speak about my transness. And also, I wrote in that Daphne story about the person, the big dummy that I loved for so long, who I will always want to hug from, because it doesn't matter how many people I get surrounding me and supporting me, I'll always cry for not having that hug of just healing with the person who's kind of stuck in me from my trauma period, and where I became schizophrenic and got so entangled writing, trying to, with hope. It's just a thing where I'm gonna have tears in me and sadness and dysfunction born from never having a chance to talk to them again or see them or hug them. And so I'm never gonna give that up, even though I'm being an evil bitch when I need to keep myself in balance. I don't genuinely believe they're a psychopath. I don't think everything in Daphne is true. I just threw the whole smorgasbord in there for everyone. It was like, what was it? You get poked? Like, what happened? I'm gonna say it all. Was it the governor? I said the governor a couple times from my gut. Sometimes I think I speak from my DNA, which is connected to the future. And I believe this twerp's father was Jesse Ventura. Because it makes so much sense, because their face is a Jesse Ventura face, if I've ever seen one. And of course, a boomer mom from Minnesota would get a Jesse Ventura baby and never tell anybody and treat him like shit for it. Anyways, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. I hope you have a good one. Somebody help me. I have executive dysfunction, and it separates a part of my brain out where I cannot do like practical tasks. I can do creative things. I could have more fun if I was taken care of and I didn't feel like I was about to be homeless. So that would be very helpful if somebody out there could recognize that I am a person worth helping pay for this apartment, helping stay where I am until I can get things published, worth having a friend who's gonna have a conversation with them. Somebody reached out to me on Substack, and I just wanna say, if you're watching, thank you. That was the sweetest, and I'm excited to get to know you. So anyways, I hope y'all have a good one. Call out your boomer moms for fucking Jesse Ventura.